We live in a clown world where feelings override facts. Welcome to the Manosphere Paradigm, the channel where we learn to level up in health, wealth, relationships, and hobbies. I want you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as the notification bell so that you can be informed as I drop content on this channel on a weekly basis. I want to get into today's topic, which is about the US women's soccer team that has scored an amazing victory for equal rights, and all of us is happy for them, and we are cheering them, and we are clapping for them, and we are saying you guys deserve it. One thing though, when we talk about the women's soccer team, they are a good team. I've seen when you look at them play, they have achieved quite a lot when it comes to how far they've come as women's soccer in America. But when it comes to this argument of equal pay, it's been put up as this big thing where they've been not getting what they're supposed to, and they are the ones that is suffering from the patriarchy. So if I wanted to do this video to delve into the facts of what the case is compared to what the feelings out there is, because when it comes to the women's soccer team, it seems to me at least, looking from the outside in, a lot of feelings has gone into this compared to the facts just being overlooked and tossed to the side, and everyone is just jumping on this bandwagon. So what the US women's soccer team is looking for and been asking for is they want to be paid equal to the men. They want to get the same pay the men is getting because they are getting less. So what they did was they went on the Equal Pay Roadshow. They went on to ABC Good Morning America. They went to the Equal Pay Day that is a national day in the States. ABC News. They went all over to basically talk about this case, get the society, the American society behind them, to rally behind them and to say that give the ladies equal pay because they deserve it. They should not be getting less. They are just as good, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that is what they were going on. They wanted equal pay. That is what they were asking for. So let's go. And I would want us to stick to the facts. And I want us to go to fact number one. Fact number one is that they brought the case before the court, and the evidence had to be shown. When it comes to discovery, you have to show the evidence in front of the defense and in front of the one that is the plaintiff. Obviously has to share all the information. This instance being US soccer, having to share all the pay scales and all those type of things, and the facts had to be presented. And what they discovered was that the total pay that the men received was 18 million compared to the woman being 24 million. And that amounting to the men earning 212,000 compared to the woman getting 220,000 per game. So as you can see the numbers, this was in relation to the Olympic qualifying and all of that went along with it, and the pay pool that there is. So the argument is that the men get more and the women are getting less, and that's unfair. But when you look at the prize pools that is between these two, the men's soccer or the men's World Cup, obviously the prize pool is way bigger compared to the women's World Cup because it's more popular. There's a bigger prize pool, and the ladies demanded from the World Cup itself, they wanted the same, and the US soccer said no, we can't give you that because that money does not exist. So just looking at the facts and looking at what has transpired and looking at what the numbers are saying, the men has received less than the woman, and the woman has actually gotten more. So let's go to fact number two. Fact number two is the ladies receive better benefits when it comes to they receive a $100,000 guarantee. There were salaries that they got. There was a one-time signing bonus. ticket revenues, all of these things that's listed in there, these are the guarantees and benefits that the women team received. Now the men, they did not get this benefit, and that drastically affected their amount of money that they paid or received during the COVID pandemic, because they get paid only when they play. The women, however, get paid regardless. And that is one of the big things that's not being talked about. So that is fact number 2. They definitely got better benefits and they are being looked after by the deal that they have. So let's go over to fact number 3. The judge looked at all the data in front of him. He looked at the numbers and said, you want equal pay. The numbers are saying you're getting more. So you coming to court asking for equal pay does not make sense based on the numbers, and I'm dismissing your case. It was a big thing. Everyone was upset. Again, patriarchy is being blamed for everything. And it was a negative spin where they appealed and they said, no, we want equal pay. That is not the way we see it. They spun it. I don't know how much they spun it, but they spun it all the way into the White House, where the White House also got involved. And I heard recently that there was a press release, or at least a confirmation that the US government or one of the spokesperson wanted to be heard by the court. This is how far this has gone. So they say, the judge says, look, we are dismissing your case based on the numbers. This is not valid. You're already getting more. We don't know what the heck you're talking about. So what US Soccer says, you know what? We don't want to leave it there. We're seeing the blowback from society, from everyone, that we want to come to the table and offer you. Fact number 4, the US Soccer Association offers the woman the same equal deal the men is currently getting. So the women have got guarantees as to them, basically, although they played or did not play, they still got their money. The men, if they didn't play, got nothing, zero. So that in itself is a complete unequal or kind of setup, because the men is getting nothing. So what happens is the US Soccer Federation offers them the same deal, and that deal is the one that the woman would not be getting the benefits, would not be getting the guarantees, but they then will have a bigger prize, or at least a bigger, more risk comes more reward. So the US Soccer Federation said, you know what, we are giving you the exact same deal. You say you want equal pay. It was found that you got more money. So going forward, we're giving you the same deal. There's no guarantees, and it's exactly a cookie cut mold of what the men is getting. And I mean, their argument was they want the same deal and they want equal pay. That is what they were arguing in court, and this is what they went on this equal pay road trip or road tour, wanting to put in front of society and getting society on their side, to basically have this pressure put on the US Soccer Federation. So this was their response, former response from the team when the US Soccer Federation offered them the equal deal.
Well, as a PA, we still need to chat about the statement given by US Soccer, but any commitment to equal pay publicly is good. However, we need to look line by line at what they're actually providing, because if you have equal but it's not even what we got before or to the value that we are, then we still consider that to be not good enough. So we will continue to work with US Soccer moving forward, looking towards equal and fair payment and treatment.
So they're not happy with being offered the same equal deal that they were complaining that they are not getting. On top of it, they are saying it's not a good deal for them if they are not getting the same benefits that they used to get, and they are now being disadvantaged because they are taking the men's deal. So which is it? What do you want? It doesn't make any sense, because you're arguing for one thing, you get what you're asking for, and then it comes out that you're actually earning more. Then you want to complain, and then it's basically saying, you know what, this is not going to work for us. We need to sit down and discuss and see to get a better deal, and we'll negotiate further, blah blah blah. But they are getting what they've asked for, and they are basically being placed on the same level field that the men are, which they've been asking for all this time. So in my opinion, after all of this, I do believe, and it has been touted, it came out 2 days ago, that this has been a huge win for women, where they have been held back, they have been given an unfair deal, and they have been the ones that's been suffering. But in my opinion, based on the facts that's been provided, I think the men have a far better case when it comes to arguing that they are not getting equal pay, and they're actually the ones standing in a good position to argue for equal pay and basically asking for that type of deal, because they're the ones that's been stuffed, in my opinion. So with this victory, the woman has received the money that they've received already, the 220 million pool that I've mentioned. That was 200. Let's go back to that screen. 24 million, and that was $220,000 per game. So they've touted this as being a huge victory. So on top of that 24 million, they received another 20 odd million as back pay, on top of the money they already received for the 24 million that was mentioned. They already received more, and now they're getting even more money as a lump sum being paid out to them because of the US Soccer Federation basically folding and wanting to save face other than being the one looking bad. This, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, and as you can see in the photo that I've put together there, I believe this is not a victory. And I'm asking you the question, let me know in the comments. Tell me, do you believe this is a victory where we are looking at feelings and getting the society behind, or an entity or a group gets a society behind them? They do not base their argument in facts. The facts gets presented, and they still stay within that emotional state of wanting a better deal and feeling that they were wrong, even though the facts prove them different or prove them wrong. So you tell me, is this a victory for women's soccer? Clearly, because they got the money. Or is this a great heist? At the fact that they have, as you can see in the photo, the women's soccer team putting the woman as gun behind the back of the US Soccer Federation, and them now basically kowtowing or basically folding to the women's soccer team, to society, to the pressure, to all these platforms that has basically, as well as even the White House, that has perpetuated this, I would say, lie that they were getting unequal pay or getting less. I think after the facts came out and the judge dismissed the case originally, that should have been the end of it, because the facts has been presented. But we live today, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a clown world where it's coined so perfectly by the Fresh and Fit guys. We live in a clown world today where people basically will follow feelings and they will stick to their argument and double down, even though they've been given the facts and they've been proven wrong with what the statistics and data is that's been presented. But we are being led down this false rabbit hole of unequal pay and the wage gap, and a lot of these politicians and a lot of these athletes are touting what they are touting, and they're using the society, they're using the public opinion to sway decisions in their favor, knowing what the facts are, and they're using you to get what they want, whether it is fair or unfair. In my opinion, this was definitely not fair. I believe it was one of the greatest heists that the US women's soccer team has performed so far. I thought that after the judge dismissed the case And after the US Soccer Federation association gave them the same deal as the men, that they would have backed down and say, you know what, let's come to a common ground and close this matter. But they doubled down, and it seemed to have worked for them, as they got the extra money that they definitely didn't deserve. And they have already received more money than the men. The men did not earn anything during COVID, and they did. So for me, I would say we always need to look at facts. And like I said, we live in this clown world where facts is being pushed to the side, feelings are overridden, and it is one of the things that society in general, feelings lead our thoughts, it leads our decision making, and that is a dangerous world that we are living in, where a lot of unfairness is being done, and this whole type of equal pay, equal and wage, the wage gap argument is weaponized for certain organizations and certain groups to get what they want, to get their money, and basically disregard and destroy these institutions, because now you are sitting with a disgruntled men's team. They're thinking, we've got the short end of the stick, we are bringing in more money for the US Soccer Federation when we perform in our competitions, so it is an unfair situation that leaves a sour taste in their mouth, and it is not fair towards the men. But the woman is happy, so we all should be happy. No, we should be fair, and if we're asking for equal pay, you should be, and when you do get it, you shouldn't be bitching and moaning for more, because it doesn't suit the narrative that you were actually angling for from the beginning. So that was just another video that I just wanted to bring together and highlight the hypocrisy of how people will scream for something, and when they are the ones saying they've been unfairly treated and they're not getting what they deserve and they're getting less, then they want to shout the loudest. But when they are getting more undeserved money they didn't deserve, they're getting more than they're supposed to, above and beyond they already received, and they do say nothing, and they know that they are now basically screwing them in and screwing the federation. They don't care, they got what they wanted and they're happy. For me, it is not a good way for things to have transpired in this case, and where the facts completely have been overridden, where the US Soccer Federation has folded in this case because they didn't want to have the bad publicity come their way. This is the level and the power that this gynocentric, when we have a gynocentric type of environment, gynocentric worldview, and a gynocentric, basically everyone is just wanting to appease women and basically fall into this weaponized type of equal pay and wage gap type of argument that's being weaponized against men, then I don't think this is a good thing. We as men, we need to wake up. We need to stop just going along with the arguments that's being said. When something is being brought up, check out what the facts are. Base your decision on that, because that is how we as men, we stay logical, we stick to the facts, and we base our decisions on that. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was just me going on a quick rant when it comes to this content, coming to what has transpired and thinking, in my opinion, it is unfair, and I don't think that they deserve that money, and the men need to make a case because at the end of the day, if it's for equal pay, then it should be equal pay across the board, right? So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video on the Manosphere Paradigm. Cheers.